promise of transforming us into a renewable energy superpower, whatever that means.
Yeah, Energy Minister Chris Biwen insists covering the landscape with wind turbines and solar panels is the most cost-effective way to reach net zero and save the planet from what the UN Secretary-General has called global boiling.
But is the government being honest about the cost of renewable energy, and just how much is this green fantasy going to cost us?
Well, Sky News Australia delves into that and more in an exclusive new documentary, The Real Cost of Net Zero, presented by award-winning journalist and Sky News political contributor Chris Biwen.
Energy isn't part of the economy, energy is the economy, and it hangs in a balance that's about to be tipped.
Why renewables will throw Aussies into more financial pain.
A payday killer, $1,073 we just couldn't afford the bill.
Joining us now is Chris Biwen. Chris, thanks for your time tonight and congratulations in advance on this documentary. I'm really looking forward to watching it. You've taken a forensic look at the details behind Australia's energy transition. I just wanted to ask you, what do you think will be the thing that surprises us the most when we watch this documentary?
Well, I think that it is that almost every part of your bill is being driven up by the transition that we're going through, and that's what we'll do. We will break down your electricity bill, make this very personal, and look at the different parts of your bill and where renewable energy, wind and solar, could possibly drive things down. Now, there's only one place, and that's the wholesale cost in your bill, 35% of your bill. But what we're seeing is that it leaves so many gaps in supply, it has to be filled by something else. And as coal retires, you'll see that things like hydropower, batteries and gas will fill that gap. It's the highest cost, by the way, of generation, which sets the wholesale price of electricity, not the lowest. And so that price is bound to rise. And then there's the transmission cost, where we're going to build 10,000 kilometres of new transmission lines, 10% of your bill. The distribution system, every time you put an EV on the street, you bring in new household load. And now solar, of course, has the electricity system running in two directions. That's putting stress on the distribution system. That's 35% of your bill. That must also rise. So almost every aspect of a household bill will be driven up by what we're doing.
Yeah, gee, those costs are certainly adding up very, very quickly, Chris. Now, you've spoken to a number of experts as part of this documentary. What have they told you about the race to renewables? I mean, nowhere else in the world has been able to achieve what Australia is trying to. Are these experts confident that we can get there or not?
Well, you're right, we did go around the world and we looked particularly in the United States at places where people are trying to do the same thing that we're trying to do, and we haven't been talking to climate scientists and we haven't been talking to politicians. We've been talking to people who run grids and who are real energy experts. And what we see is a state like California, which is most like Australia. It's gone hard on wind and solar, it's shutting down its nuclear industry, or in fact it's just hit pause on that, by the way, and it's gone as hard as it possibly can. And what's the result? California has the highest residential, business and industry electricity prices in continental United States. So the places in the United States that are